All it takes is 1.5 to 3 beers within the course of an hour, and believe it or not, you're already starting to be impaired. The very first part of your brain is what's called the frontal lobe. Now, the front part of your brain does two really important things. One, it helps you to predict the future, but the other thing that is housed in the frontal lobe part of your brain is what's called your inhibitions. Now, your inhibitions are things that you will and will not do. If you ever got ready to do something and you hear this little voice inside your head go, don't do that, what that is that's your inhibitions. So I'm going to make you slam into this wall called inhibitions. Let me explain how this works first, okay? Inside your head, you have this big, thick, gigantic cement wall. Goes all the way up to the ceiling, and at the very top of the cement wall, there's barbed wire. This wall is called inhibitions. Anytime you slam into this wall, you get that feeling, ooh, maybe I shouldn't do that, okay? So that is what's called your inhibitions. Let me make you slam into this wall real quick, okay? Let's pretend I am standing right there next to you and we're in an office and you're surrounded with all your friends. And I look at you and I say, all right, I want you to stand up and walk around this room like a chicken. Now, I know there's a whole bunch of you right now that are thinking to yourself, there's no way I'm going to do that, right? What happened is you hit this wall called inhibitions. Now, there's some of you in this that are watching right now that'll be like, yeah, I'll do that. You'd probably be the dude in the corner trying to lay the egg, right? Too far, Jeremy. But anyway, yeah, you're an overachiever. The thing is, for that person that's willing to walk around the room like a chicken, that wall called inhibitions is lower, so they can easily step over it. On this side of the wall, all the stuff that you love to do. On this side of the wall, all the things you told yourself you will never do, okay? Let me give you a couple examples. Let's say you're with a friend, you have your backpack on, you're walking home, and you go into one of those convenience stores, those little gas station stores, and you're going to get a soda or something, and your friend kind of looks around a little bit, looks at you and says, hey, psst, steal a candy bar. But you don't want to? What happened right there is you just slammed into this wall and your brain said, don't do that, okay? Let's say 2 o'clock in the morning, you're laying in bed, you're falling asleep, your little cell phone vibrates, you pick it up and you look at it and you got a text. And it's your best friend and it says, sneak out of your house, I'm in your driveway. So you run over to the window and you're like, hi, I see you, smiley face, snow cone, Christmas tree, thumbs ups, and right? But you don't want to sneak out of your house? Boom, that's you hitting that brick wall. This side of the wall, everything you love to do. Hang out with your friends, barbecue, go to the beach, get on the internet, go to movies. This side of the wall, all the stuff you told yourself, I will never do this stuff, okay? Make fun of another person, eat at Taco Bell, punch a puppy, all right? All the stuff you would never do. What happens is when you start drinking alcohol, you're on this side of the wall. Everything's completely fine. You're hanging out with your friends. You take one beer, pop it open, glug, 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 drink that down. You don't look drunk, you don't act drunk, you don't feel drunk, but what has happened inside your head is that wall has come down just a little bit. You take another beer, pop that open, glug, 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 glug. You drink that down, that wall comes down just a little bit more. Remember, you still don't look drunk, you don't feel drunk, you don't act drunk. By the time you're working on your third beer, within the course of an hour and a half, that wall is almost completely gone. Super easy to step over that wall, do stuff that you would not normally do, like eat a Nacho Bel Grande while punching a Chihuahua, okay? So you end up doing stuff that you would not normally do when you're intoxicated because that wall called inhibitions starts coming down. I don't know if you've ever seen the show called 1,000 Ways to Die. There was a great example of this on there. 5 guys graduated college. These 5 guys, it was their last Friday night on campus. These college graduates wanted to have this party. So they invited all their friends over and they have a keg of beer, and like 6 o'clock at night, there's like the 5 of them. 8 o'clock, there's like 12 people. 10 o'clock, there's like 20 people. 2 o'clock in the morning, This party is raging. Campus police come and they shut this party down. They send everybody home, except for the 5 guys that live there. These 5 guys are sitting in the living room, staring at a keg of beer. One of the dudes looks down and he goes, "Hey, you guys ever seen Mythbusters?" And the other 4 guys are like, "Yeah." He goes, "You ever see that one where they shoot that keg up in the air?" The other 4 guys are like, "Yeah." He goes, "You guys want to try it?" What do you think they said? "Yeah," right? This one dude runs outside the house, goes to this wooden fence in the backyard, and he breaks all this wood off this wooden fence. Brings it back, snaps it, makes a little pile of wood in the center of his backyard. Takes a can of lighter fluid, squirts it on the wood, and he starts a fire. Hollers in the house, "Guys, bring out that keg." One of the dudes carries out the keg, sets it down right next to the fire, and he pumps it up. Fills up everybody's cup, 2 o'clock in the morning, takes that keg and he sets it down on top of that fire. Now you have 5 drunk guys standing around a fire with a metal can in it. These guys are looking down, they're drinking. One of the dudes looks down, he looks at the other 4 guys and goes, "Hey man, we got a problem here." The other 4 guys are like, "Problem? What's our problem?" He goes, "Man, I can't believe you graduated college and you can't figure this out. You know what our problem is? Our problem is, this is going to take a long time, man. We better get some chairs." "Yeah." 2 of the guys run into the house and they grab a sofa. They carry the sofa out and they set it down right next to the fire. The other 3 dudes take these metal folding chairs and they open them up. Now they're sitting around this fire. You have the ability to predict the future, and the other thing is you have your inhibitions telling you what you should do and what you shouldn't do. Tell me, what happened in this situation? Did that keg shoot up in the air like they thought? Nope, right. It exploded. When that keg exploded, 2 of the guys were killed instantly right there. The other 3 ended up in the emergency room with pieces of metal in their skin. Remember this, 1.5 to 3 beers within the course of an hour, you start to lose your ability to predict the future and you're going to end up doing stuff that you would not normally do. When I worked at a hospital, this is where we saw a lot of kids come into the hospital because they were trying out stuff that they would not normally do. They were attempting to jump over something. They were attempting to light something on fire. They were attempting to throw something at somebody else. But because they didn't have the inhibitions inside their head to tell them not to do that, they ended up getting into more trouble. 1.5 to 3 beers within the course of an hour, you're already starting to be impaired.